Bakugo is a stupid genius. What's going on, guys? If you like My Hero Academia and are excited for Season 4, subscribe to NerdView for upcoming My Hero videos, and leave a comment letting everyone know what quirk you would have in their world.
なんで個性使わねえんだ。
勝って燃えたいんじゃないかバカ
その面やめろや。
野郎！そうだ！
So Bakugo starts out as a rash, overly arrogant, and completely stubborn and aggressive child. His constant success and affirmation of strength throughout his childhood created a strong superiority complex, in which he overestimates his own abilities and underestimates the abilities of those he's in combat against, which are ultimately detrimental to his performance. And this would take 3 seasons of My Hero Academia to break down slowly over time. In the first season, we saw Bakugo refuse to acknowledge other people's strength and adamantly was against one exerting themselves beyond their natural limitations. His outbursts against Deku as a kid and early on in the show are a prime example of this, refusing Deku's help and discouraging him from his ambitions of becoming the #1 hero. Bakugo's conceptualization of strength came in a purely physical form, where motivation and heart and determination were insignificant. If you weren't physically strong, there was no way you could defeat someone who is. Bakugo goes through an incredible transformation throughout the series. After his initial defeat against Deku in Season 1, his eyes begin to slightly open, but he was still rather set in his ways. Bakugo had never experienced defeat before. It wasn't something he'd ever considered. So his reaction to his defeat is that of denial, refusal that he'd failed. His stubbornness to accept defeat would persist to be the damaging component to his performance down the line. Now as Deku begins to succeed over Bakugo, he's driven to the brink. He can't understand how someone who was powerless could have attained such strength and been able to defeat him and compete on that level. He even goes as far to refuse working with Deku against All Might, since his ego wouldn't allow him help from anyone else, especially someone he believed to be far weaker than him. But then ultimately, the challenge is too great to overcome on his own, and him and Deku work together. This is when we see Bakugo's transformation begin. See, most people look at Bakugo as a loud, obnoxious, violent idiot, but that's far from the truth. And if you pay attention throughout the series, you can uncover what I call Bakugo, the stupid genius. While his initial reactions were poor to defeat, we now see Bakugo recognizing his own failures and beginning to accept the reality of Deku as a worthy opponent, and someone worth of his respect and admiration. His emotional adaptations have been slow over the series, but they are truly profound, now allowing him to perform at a greater level, where he will accept, although reluctantly, help from his classmates to achieve goals, if that's the only way to do so. But the transition isn't flawless. We still see Bakugo fail to pass the provisional hero exam due to his own stubborn nature. This is what makes his character so beautifully written. He doesn't just have a cheap, sudden revelation that transforms him into a new being. His journey is slow, impactful, and a struggle, and it's far from over or complete. His attitudes as he wavers as he tries to discover who he is and who he wants to be, and how he needs to change in order to attain his goals of surpassing All Might. Now, I said he's a genius, so what's the evidence for that? Well, in terms of battle IQ, Bakugo is obviously tremendously skilled and intelligent. He adapts well in combat situations and has great intuition, great improvisation when it comes to using his quirk. But that isn't just why he's so brilliant. That lies in his observation of Deku's abilities and social behavior, because he's the only one of the entire Class A to unearth the hidden relationship between Deku and All Might. His response to this is motherfucker. His reaction to this discovery is both childish and adult. He questions why Deku was chosen and not him, clearly being somewhat jealous with a damaged ego. This action, whilst childish, is also clever, because Bakugo is trying to explore the depths of his personality to find what potential flaw may reside within him. Is it his strength? Or is there something fundamentally wrong with his attitude towards heroism? He's unsure of this, but questioning it is something that most people do not do. He doesn't need to be told not to share what he's learned. He immediately realizes the information is sensitive and not for public knowledge. Now this is where we see a real profound growth from Bakugo as he rises towards maturity. That's it for this video, guys. I've got a couple more My Hero Academia videos coming up as we build up to the 4th season, which I'm super excited for. Leave a comment, subscribe to NerdView, and I'll see you all tomorrow.